Hello, everyone. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're enjoying the start of the school year. My name is Blake Kansky. I'm 17 years old, and I'm currently a senior at Anchor Bay High School. I'm an honor student involved in many clubs and activities, and that's really all you need to know. So, the reason I'm making this video is because I'm very passionate about everything in my life, including this school district. And over the last year and a half or so, I've seen a lot of concerning changes at Anchor Bay. Things that don't need to be changed that are, things are being changed for no reason, and there's lots of problems left unsolved that are only getting worse. So in this video, I'm going to explain the problems with those changes, things that should be changed, and my reasoning for making this video. So let's just get into it. To elaborate on some of the changes I think are doing more harm than good, let's start with trimesters. Now, the main argument I've seen for trimesters, really from fellow students, not really from the higher ups, is that they allow students to have more classes. And while yes, I suppose that's true, that's really the only benefit. Now, for the last 10 years or so, Anchor Bay has been pushing this agenda of preparing their students for the real world and life after high school. I mean, their motto is literally empowering all students to succeed in an ever-changing world. They've consistently been like, oh, we don't just care about math formulas or remembering history dates. No, we're giving our students electives to help make sure they get the skills they need for their future careers. And that's great. However, trimesters go against all that. The most common path for Anchor Bay students after high school, or the most desired path, I should say, is college or university. And most colleges nationwide use semesters. I was actually doing my own research, and I learned that less than 20% of colleges use trimesters, and the ones that do are actively trying to switch to semesters, the exact opposite of what Anchor Bay is doing, or just did. Now, for students like myself who only have trimesters for a year or so, it won't put us that far behind, but for those entering middle school right now, or they start to split the school year, it will be extremely harmful to them in the long run. They'll have 8 years of trimesters, and then for most of them that will go to college, it'll be a rough transition. We all know going to college is hard enough without transitioning to an entirely new scheduling system. You see, this is what I mean by Anchor Bay just changing things to change them without thinking about the long-term consequences. Good thing they don't require finals, so students aren't more stressed out with 3 finals compared to 2. But either way, trimesters still have a really clear negative to them. And the thing is, unlike Anchor Bay's other changes, I honestly don't know what the reasoning is for trimesters. Maybe it's for funding we'll never get. Maybe it's just to be different. I don't know. But the point is, trimesters will have a negative effect on most students. Now, we haven't seen the full effects of what trimesters will do yet, but as for me, I'm in dual enrollment right now, and I know that's being messed up by trimesters, especially since Macomb, a very popular school, does semesters. This is just one of the changes they didn't think through. Next one I want to talk about is the new middle school format. Now, I know this was announced a while ago, and it's kind of confusing, so let me explain real quick. As we all know, for a while, Anchor Bay had multiple elementaries that all went from kindergarten through 5th grade. Then some went to middle school north for 6th through 8th, while others went to middle school south. Then everyone goes to Anchor Bay High School, 9th through 12th. This is pretty similar nationwide with minimal differences. With the new system, however, they changed it so elementary is K through 4, then north is 5th and 6th, with everyone in their grade, and then south is 7th and 8th, which still has everyone. Then everyone goes to Anchor Bay High School, 9th through 12th. Now, I believe the reasoning for this was more funding, which obviously is a good thing. Who doesn't like money? However, with recent changes at the federal level, this funding has been cut. So there's really no point to this change. And not to mention that the old system was pretty much perfect. K through 5, 6 through 8, and 9 through 12. But now making kids immediately transition to 3 trimesters with everyone in their grade is insanity. That's a lot for 10 and 11-year-olds. Thing is, 5th grade is supposed to be this triumphant final year of elementary before things get hard, but now it's an adjustment year and the first of only 2 in the building. And not to mention, it's really stupid. They go to one building for 2 years, then another building across town again for 2 years, then another building again across town for the final 4 years. Without the funding, it's just a complete waste of resources. And I'm not trying to sound like the 5th grade defender year, but cutting one elementary year in exchange for one middle school year for no federal money is downright cruel. And am I crazy to think that after 8 years with the same people instead of 4, literally double the time, the kids might just get sick of each other after a little bit? I don't know what could happen with that, but it's clear teenage mental health in America isn't in the best spot right now, and it seems they're adding a little fuel to the fire without even realizing it. Anchor Bay leadership, if you're watching this, just change it back. Okay, you thought you get funding, you don't. Just bring the pretty much perfect old system of schools back. It's not that embarrassing in the long run. It's more embarrassing to keep this joke of a new system. Yes, it's a lot of work, but it'll be fine after the changing back is done. I think the positives will outweigh the work wasted. Just have it for 1 year, then change it back. I promise it's okay, and no one will criticize it on my watch. What I want to talk about is the elephant in the room, the new phone policy, which is outright banning them. Now, I know I'm not the first teenager in America to criticize their school's phone ban here, but let me explain. Yes, phones are out of control. Kids can use them to cheat. They can put their AirPods in to drown out the teacher. And, of course, the attention spans. Trust me, I'm not blind here and I'm not innocent in this. but I do truly believe this phone ban is a simple solution to a very complex problem. The main reason I believe this, and the sad truth is that most teachers at Anchor Bay, they're good, but they can't control a classroom because there's no playbook on how you get 30 kids, 25 of whom don't want to be there, to shut up for an hour however long, especially when attention spans are worse than ever. And a lot of the teachers at this point we've seen are just waiting out retirement. We've seen a lot of retirements and transfers the last couple of years, like a scary amount of transfers actually. That's something we should be concerned about. A lot of good teachers are leaving Anchor Bay High School, or Anchor Bay in general, and most of them aren't retirement. But anyway, back to the phones. Another thing about them is sometimes they're better than the laptops. They're faster and easier to work on, and there's less of a chance they don't work or aren't plugged in. Now, yes, kids can easily be distracted on them, but they can on a laptop as well. And it's smart their class sets up better laptops now. So, same with trimesters, we'll see what that does, but either way, the new phone system is very small-minded. And I'm not saying they shouldn't come up with a new phone policy, just having teachers deal with it on their own is foolish, and it's complicated for students to deal with 6 different phone policies every day. Like, I'm sure there was something in the agenda, but nobody reads that. What they really should have done is taken a little more time to think about it and plan it through, instead of being like, look, we banned them. And that's really what it feels like. Like, I don't know if they gave them the pressure or just did just off to the state and parents. Hey, we care about education, we ban phones. Because they are discussing a school phone ban at the state level. Like, I don't know, but either way, it feels lazy. Now, I am filming this the start of the school year, so I don't know just yet how strict this policy will be or if it will succeed, but I really doubt it will succeed just because the variation between teachers, how much kids like their phone and hide them, and how much adults can underestimate students. Because trust me, students will find creative ways to hide their phones, or some teachers won't care as much. The ban will fail easily, I would bet. Now, I could sit here all day and go on and on with each and every change I don't like and why it's bad, but I really don't want to do that here. In general, I just think a lot of the changes are pointless or downright stupid, and I feel like they're made just so the district and administration can look flashy, instead of really thinking through what each change does to everyone. So what should Anchor Bay change? We're not perfect, there's a lot of room to grow, and I really feel they should focus on what really matters. In my opinion, I believe the greatest problem affecting Anchor Bay School District right now, and I really mean this isn't something to joke or make light of, is mental health, especially at the high school. Now, obviously, this is a sensitive topic, so I don't want to go too much detail in it, but it's clear teenage mental health in America isn't in the best spot right now, and at Anchor Bay, we are seeing and feeling the consequences of that, and I don't think anyone realized or really realizes how big of a problem this is. So, what can the leaders of Anchor Bay do? Teenagers don't want to or have a hard time showing their feelings. And that's true, but anything they could really do is symbolic. They could put all the money in the world into hiring counselors or making the school look pretty or whatever, but it's more than that. They really have to show they can care and promote this sense of openness and community. And that's hard because Anchor Bay is already a really tight community. We're kind of isolated from our other schools. They're not really our rivals, and our school spirit is off the charts. But obviously, some kids have other issues that are affecting them a lot, and we're seeing this unfortunately. And yeah, Anchor Bay aren't the leaders of Chesterfield or New Baltimore or anything like that, but they do unite different people from different areas, and they can work to do something for their community of schools because that's what's most affected. And believe me, okay, I know teen suicide is a hard conversation to have, but at Anchor Bay, we have hard conversations when they're necessary. For example, school shootings. Every year and in every class, we do the drills, we watch the Owls videos, and we talk about what to do. Yes, it's horrible, it's sad, it's tragic, but we get it through because it's necessary. If we can talk about that, if we can talk about this, especially when it's directly affecting us, unfortunately. And honestly, right now, it seems like they're just trying to ignore the problem, which, for any problem at any level, if you're a leader, ignoring it never works, so they need to take action soon. I mean, the fact that we have hour-long class meetings and they didn't mention a thing about mental health, not even like a, hey, you're not alone, that's disheartening to see, and it's honestly a disgrace. I mean, the fact we didn't even watch the Owls video this year, that says a lot. It just seems like for a lot of things, they're trying to push this agenda of they want everyone to get along and be friends, which is obviously extremely naive, it's unrealistic, because as the saying goes, and as they said, you never know what someone is going through, because you really don't. Now, I really do hope I explained that well, because it is a passion of mine, and I think it's important for everyone, and I think it's obvious why. Another problem I would focus on stopping is bullying. Now, I feel like this is an issue that Anchor Bay used to be very passionate about. I don't know if they ran out of steam or what. Like, I know Mr. McKenzie talks about in the speeches, and yeah, that's pretty much it. But bullying is still happening, and I know every time they're like, oh, tell a teacher. Guys, no kid already being bullied wants to be a rat, and some people just don't have a teacher they can trust like that. The best thing Anchor Bay can do is just promote like, oh, if you see something, say something. If it's your friend or a stranger, I don't know, maybe an anonymous note system, that could work. because you're not going to stop the people who want to bully others. So you can help the people that want to stop the bullying. And in 2025, bullying isn't kids getting shoved into lockers or swirlies or wedgies. No, it's a lot more subtle and it's hard to be found, but there are solutions to be found. Final problem I would hit hard is vaping. But Blake, vaping is banned. It's illegal for teens. You have to be 21. Guys, if you truly think that's stopping anyone, let me tell you it's not. First off, vaping has nicotine, which makes it addicting. And second, if kids don't like it and they think it's cool, okay, they're gonna do it. They don't, even at school, they don't care. It kills moods, attention spans, it can affect muscle growth, and obviously it destroys your lungs. But same with bullying. Mr. McKenzie talks about this problem every year, and 9 out of 10 kids aren't gonna stop, so you gotta help the solution, and the solution is to crack down on it. The security guard lurking outside the bathroom ain't doing anything. They really should do more. What would I do? I don't know, but the point is they really should do something. And to tie this back to the phone ban, kids have years of experience hiding vapes, so hiding phones will be easy to them, especially when phones don't emit smoke when you use them, and you don't have to put them up to your mouth. To sum it up, the point of this segment isn't to show how smart I am. Oh, I don't like bullying, I'm so special. No, it's to show what could be changed versus what is being changed. Allowing students to have more classes with trimesters doesn't mean much when they're spending those classes vaping. I know I don't have all the answers, I'm sorry for that, but these are just suggestions that I think would do more good than what they're currently doing. If Anchor Bay put as much effort into any of these changes as ones they're actually doing, I truly believe we'd be the greatest school district in the world. To clarify my perspective in this video, I am not afraid of change. I do think Anchor Bay needs some changes, and like I said earlier, a new phone policy is one of them. However, the changes Anchor Bay is currently making are unnecessary and aren't well thought out. Trimesters, switching to middle school, phone ban. Really, most things they've done to the school layout or whatever feels like they're made just so the administration can show off and pat themselves on the back, and it feels really disingenuous because the changes don't do anything. And trust me, I know people on Facebook and stuff can breathe down Anchor Bay's neck, and they don't want their tax dollars wasted, but the administration really needs to think what they're doing through, instead of giving in to a few angry people online. The point is the administration is wasting time, money, and resources for nothing. This section, let me explain why I'm making this video. So the main reason is because anytime someone protests against any form of government, people will always say, oh, you can show your voice by voting. However, for the one in charge, Michigan is one of 12 states where the superintendent isn't voted, they're nominated by the school board. So there's really no way for me to show my voice except for public speech like this. I truly feel that the last few superintendents, they haven't been the best for Anchor Bay. And maybe as part of that is they're not trying to impress students, parents, teachers. No, they're trying to impress 7 people on a board or whatever because they control their power, their salary, how long they're in office, everything really. Maybe it's the board making these changes, and you can vote for them, but I don't know. We don't see anything from them either, and it's concerning. And yes, obviously, I'm too young to vote. But the alternative, student government, it isn't really government. They don't make decisions, and I feel I can make more of an impact with these videos than by joining student council or whatever. I don't think any leaders at Anchor Bay would seriously listen to some 17-year-old kid trying to email them or talk to them, because why would they? No, I wanted to do something that gets people talking. In general, I haven't seen anyone meaningfully speak up about Anchor Bay, except in my classes where they overreact and focus on the wrong things, or on Facebook where they, you guessed it, overreact and focus on the wrong things. So I think a genuine, logical, and well thought out video is necessary to start the conversation so we can discuss our school district as a civil community. Not trying to be some savior Anchor Bay or the hero that saves cats from trees. No, I'm just trying to do something meaningful to impact the school district I care about. Like I said at the start of the video, if you recall, I'm passionate about everything in my life. I've gone to Anchor Bay since preschool. My family has gone to Anchor Bay. I love this district, and I want to speak my mind about it and do something meaningful before I graduate. And this is just hopefully the start of that. This up. If this video does well and resonates with people, I will continue to speak my mind and be logical to create change and inspire others. I am not trying to create division. If you disagree with any or all of what I said, that's okay. That's perfectly normal, and I know it's scary because no one speaks up about our school district, but we really should. Yes, our logo is silly, a tar, but somehow our school spirit is off the charts, and everyone knows this and revels in it. It's hard to realize sometimes how good a community we are and how privileged we are, and there's nothing wrong with that, but we have to live up to that. We have to be honest with each other to create a better tomorrow, because school and education is so damn important for everyone involved, and we all know this. This is just an overview and oversimplification of my core thoughts and beliefs. Like I said, if this does well, I will definitely continue because I have a lot more to say. Thank you all so much for watching, and have a great day.